Okay. Hi, Joni. How are you?
Hi, Doug. How are you? Hi.
Doing great. Thank you. Thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thanks for the opportunity.
So let's see. We're going to be talking about your book in a bit. You've got a book out called Midnight Murder. And is this your first book, or how many have you written?
It is my first book. Yes.
Okay. Why'd you decide to write a book?
Well, it's based on a memoir. I was a juror on a case in DeKalb County, and I was compelled to write the story off of the individuals who were in the scene. It was based on a true crime scene, and it was geared towards little youth, young youth. And one of the gentlemen got murdered, and two of them badly injured. And from there, I just felt compelled to start an organization and then write a book from it. So, yeah, I just wanted to find a way to turn these situations and circumstances around.
So you were a juror on a murder case, and
Yes.
that was the inspiration for the book. Okay. I see your T-shirt there. It says "Duty," and on your bio it says "Declared Underprivileged Troubled Youth" is what the acronym stands for. Tell us about the organization.
So it is a nonprofit organization based in outside of DeKalb County in Atlanta, Georgia. And what we do is we assist at youth risk who are having traumatic experiences. We provide wraparound services, try to get them back on track. We start elementary all the way through 21 years of age. They kind of age out at that point. And we pretty much provide services inner and outer school.
Okay, what sort of things do you observe with young people in terms of like, I don't know, some sort of a clue that there may be problems, or what sort of things do you see that would raise a flag for you to maybe try to get involved or try to help?
Definitely the environment. You want to be mindful of who are they hanging out with and their peers. Definitely most kids now are connected to social media, so you definitely want to keep a close eye on their phones and who they're interacting with. That is the first sign of where your children and the direction they're going. So I would say definitely their peers or whoever has influence over them.
So, what kind of things can you do with the organization? I mean, what would you provide for them, or what would you do? Would it be counseling, or
So we provide the program that is set up through the school. It has to be recommended by a counselor. We go into the school and we partner with the family and the counselor. It has to be a guardian, and we pretty much provide mentorship. Sometimes there's some traumatic experiences where there's death or transitioning from home to home. They be maybe lack of services, so we provide aid. We connect with other organizations to provide aid. We also offer mentorship. We offer tutoring. We have book bag drives. We have feed the homeless. We also are teaching them how to give back. We teach them coping skills. So just a numerous of things, but it is a tailored program to each individual, because we do realize every person has a different experience.
is it primarily boys, or is it boys and girls?
It's boys and girls.
Okay. What do you see as, if you had to name one thing that you saw over and over again with the cases that you've dealt with, is there any one particular issue that sticks out in your mind as being a major attribute to children who might fall at risk?
I would say leadership. And this is where mentoring come in. If children, I notice that they want to know that someone cares and someone is they can look up to. So if there's someone that is closely next to them that they can monitor, I mean, it be show an example of, then they will definitely lynch onto that, whether it's good or bad behavior. So the purpose of the mentorship, and we try to encourage more people to get involved, is because we need more positive examples for our youth. So I would say that definitely anything we can do to show them positive examples, put that in front of them as much as possible.
So positive role models, you know?
Yes,
Oh, well, that's great.
definitely.
So you said that duty was a, I don't know, spin-off, if you will, of your experience on the case that spun off the book as well, right? So
Yes.
did the book come first or did duty come first?
Well, the book came first, because like I said, the experience that I was seeing is that we had a lot of young children, mostly boys, going through situations where they don't have anyone to look up to. And as I mentioned in the case that I was on, these were young men, one being murdered, and it was just the peer pressure that was around him and, who he was socializing himself with. And then I do also find that same experiences in some of the neighborhoods that I lived in and, been around. So therefore, I felt the need to start the organization and write the book. The book came first, and then I started the organization to kind of give my part into giving back and creating these programs that we need so much in our community.
You want to tell us just briefly the case story?
Sure. So basically, it was a criminal case where the young man, who actually, it was a drug deal, pretty much went bad. Not to give the book away too much, but it was a drug deal that went bad. And the driver came to actually purchase marijuana, and he had been doing this on the regular. And the drug dealer thought that they were coming to actually rob him. And one of the passengers basically just kind of hopped in the car, as in not having anything to do, was a great kid, just hanging out with the wrong crowd, and kind of hopped in with the driver and one of the gentlemen's in the back of the seat. So they pull up to the drug dealer's house to buy some weed or marijuana. And the drug dealer felt as though they were coming to rob him, not knowing, and ended up just firing shots at them. And one of the kids, sadly enough, ended up getting killed, and the other two were injured. One of the passengers happened to be a 13-year-old. And from there, I was just so saddened, because it's just like he was just riding along. He just kind of just hopped in the seat, wanting to joyride, not knowing where he was going and what they were getting themselves into.
Because you didn't know them personally, right?
No,
No, I don't think they'd even
just serving in my community.
they
It.
wouldn't let you on the jury if you knew them personally, I think.
Oh, definitely not. Not.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Are guns a big problem? Do you see that as a big problem with your work? Yeah.
Yes. And we feel as though a lot of times, you want to know where they getting them from, but there's a term on the streets or whatever you may say, it's like a hot gun or something, is passed down. So these guns are getting in, young teenager hands who have no experience on how to, handle guns, or why they should even be having them. So yes, that's a big problem in our communities.
From your experience in the community, what is easier to buy, a gun or drugs?
Well, you pretty much could get them both together. It sometimes comes as a package deal, to be from what I'm seeing. Guns are relatively hot.
Yeah.
You can get, if you're in a gang, or you associate yourself with that type of crowd, you tell them you need it, and most likely they will give it to you. So this is why sometimes you see where they will have like gun buybacks, where they offer people to, come in and, turn your gun in for something, because the more we can get them off the street, the better it is for saving lives.
Well, I agree with you. So, what's next on your schedule? You going to write another book, or are you going to create another organization? What do you got planned for this year?
I'm definitely writing another book. I have started it. My passion is to work with the youth, so it is geared around still assisting the youth. I tend to have the organization go global. We're here in Georgia, but I do want it to be more a global, um, to flourish in different states and countries because there's a lot of this going on in pretty much most of the underprivileged states.
Okay. Are you associated with a ministry or a church at all?
Yes, Berean Christian Church. Right now, we're all going virtual, but yes, I am a member of Berean Christian Church in DeKalb County, and I serve on their board as well.
Okay. Were you an avid reader as a kid? Did you like to read a lot of books?
I did, and I do still love to read. Yes.
Okay. What kind of books do you like to read?
I mostly like to read real life events, um, and then true case studies. I'm a very researchable person, so I like to, research different topics and, find out, you know, how we can make things better. And
Save the world? Yeah.
yes, yes,
Oh, I hope
yes.
so. Somebody needs to save it because it seems like it's going down pretty quickly. Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what I want to do. It's
Oh, that's great.
overnight.
Well, it may take longer than that, but at least we
Yes,
got to
I know.
start. Yeah, we got to start somewhere. And I think you're doing the right thing. I think when we say we got to start somewhere, we got to start with the kids. We got to start with the youth because they're
Yes,
the future generation.
yes,
And if the kids grow up in bad environments and they grow up ending up in jail or ending up dead, that doesn't say much for the future generation. I appreciate the work you're doing,
hmm
and I wish you all the success. We do have to wrap this up.
yes.
Can you give out a website? Do you have a website
Definitely,
you want to
thank
give out?
you. Yes, so my website is www.joni, that's Joni, tender, Tender, Roni, Roni.com. And you can find all of my social media platforms on my website.
So we encourage people to follow you and check out your website. Again, your book is called Midnight Murder. Is it available now?
Yes, it's available on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and of course my website, Joni-Tender-Roni.com.
Okay, great. Well, Joni, thanks so much for coming on and sharing your stories. Very interesting. Best of luck with all of your work with Duty.